One of the major factors that contributed to my poor mental health in the last couple of years was just not being in the present. And I know it's something that everyone tells you to do. Be in the present. Don't worry about your past. Don't worry about future. Just be in the present. But it's not very easy to do. It's very easy to say it. It's not actually easy to do. Just the constant thoughts and worries of what I needed to become. What my parents expected out of me, my school, my stuff like that. Exams. Like, I know there's a lot of things that people stress in life, but these are kind of the things that you stress about as a teenager, and that was no different for me. I honestly, like, I feared school. I feared school. It wasn't something that I went to learn and stuff. Like, it literally took over my whole, like, life in a way. It literally, like, I'm not blaming school, but it messed me up a ton. And it may be different for every one of you. Everyone has different stresses, every different problems that you think about, right? What made it worse was I never actually did anything to make myself happy in a way, because the truth is, no matter how stressed you may be about something, the moment, even if it's just for like literally 2 minutes, you spend doing something that you genuinely love doing, you're not really going to be worrying about those things. You're not going to be worrying about your problems. You're going to be in the present. But I never really made an attempt to do something intentionally that actually made me happy. I just went about life, like, I just lived life. I just existed. I woke up, ate breakfast, went to the gym, came back. I did nothing that excited me, nothing that I wanted to look forward to. I remember literally after my exams, 2 months of a holiday, that was the worst holidays of my life, because I was just depressed. Despite it being a holiday, I did nothing fun, nothing that brought out excitement in me. I was just existing. It was like, okay, I wake up, do this, do that, go to bed. Wake up, do this, do that, go to bed. And what that meant was I had more time to think about stuff that I worried about, stuff that frustrated me, some stuff that scared me. I just spent my whole day doing that, and it was a very dark time. And honestly, like, at that phase, I tried a lot of times to try to consciously be in the present. I would constantly tell myself, okay, from now on, I'm going to be in the present. Now I'm going to be in the present. But eventually, a couple days later, my brain just shifted back to thinking negatively about certain things. I just couldn't hold up that momentum of, okay, I'm going to be in the present. It wasn't a sustainable solution. And if I'm going to be honest here, there is no actual way to combat this, because as humans, you're always going to want more. You're always going to think about what is next. That is natural. I know a lot of people tell you, use this mental trick, this brain trick to be in the present. I don't believe in that. I really don't believe in that. But what I will say is, those negative thoughts that you had about your future can now be turned into positive if you do what I'm going to tell you to do. Often the reason you're worried about your future is the fact that, because the truth is, you're probably living a lifestyle right now that is not too convincing of a good future. You know that if you continue living the life that you are right now, doing the stuff that you are right now, you're not going to get far. You're not going to probably live a great life in the future, and that is why you're worried. If you actually did things that for sure, or for the most part, is going to give you a proper life later on, you're not going to be always worried about the future. You may be thinking about the future, but you'll be thinking about it in a positive way. But because your life is so crappy now, you can't help but fear that the worst is going to happen later on. You can't help it. And that was the same for me. I didn't necessarily take part in bad habits. I wasn't doing anything bad, but I never did anything good either. I never worked on anything for my future. I never had any passion. I never knew what I wanted to do. So I was just, like I said, I just existed, and I knew that that wasn't enough, especially considering I was crap at school. I struggled. I couldn't do well at school to save my life, especially when you're in that stage, 11th grade, 12th grade. People make it seem like school is your entire life, right? You feel like, okay, you're not good at school, your life is doomed. And that's literally how I felt. And that's how I felt until I thankfully discovered self-improvement. Just more than self-improvement, I'm not going to go into that, because most of you watching, you already know what we do on self-improvement. But just the idea of, okay, I can do something to become successful, it wasn't something I actually thought of my entire life. The moment I started working on things, actually, like, good things that would most likely contribute to a better life later on, just the thoughts of, what if it doesn't go well? What if I fail? Those negative what ifs went away. Though it just naturally turned into more positive things. I developed this almost. You meet people that I even talk to sometimes now, and I literally feel like they will tell you how almost arrogantly confident I am in the fact that I'm going to live a successful life. Like, I'll be telling them, it's 100% going to happen. It's 100% going to happen. And that's not me being arrogant. It's just the confidence and belief I have in myself. It's like, I still think about the future. I could be in the gym. In the morning, I was in the gym. I'm on my treadmill. I still think about my future, but it's like completely positive. Not for 1 second do I think, what if I fail at this? that thought just doesn't exist, because I know I'm doing the right things that's going to give me the best chance to actually achieve what I want. If I spend the rest of this year, being unproductive, following stupid habits, I'm again, those negative thoughts will creep up. It will naturally. My final thoughts are, being present is something I think you can truly focus on only when you actually become successful. And in my opinion, as a man, there's three things that you want to be successful in: financially, relationship wise, health wise. If you are successful in these three things and then you still worry about other stuff, then you can actually dial into, okay, I need to be more in the present. But until you achieve a certain level of surety in life, a level of security, you're constantly going to be thinking about your future. It's very natural. I know people portray it as a bad thing, that don't think about your future, be in the present, be in the present. And I agree, be in the present. But if you're worried about your future, that means you're not doing something right in the present. You're kind of messing up your life in the present. You're not doing something that is convincing you to that you will live a life that's good in the future. So you keep worrying about it. But the moment you actually live your life currently, that will contribute to a better future later on. Those thoughts, it'll still exist. You will still think about your future, but it's not going to be negative. It's going to be positive thoughts. I think people make it seem like a bad thing to think about your future, which it's not. It really isn't. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. That's it. Honestly, just get off your phone, get off the couch, go do something productive, go do something that's convincing you of a good future. Trust me, you just listen to what I say, it will work. It will work. Trust me. Yeah.